One thing that's a valuable skill to have in a foreign language is the ability to explain how to do something. I struggle with that, coming up with the right way to say it, coming up with the right words when I'm speaking in Spanish, right? Sometimes English too. So today we're going to come up with a project that's going to last a few classes where you're going to have your students create a tutorial on how to do something. Let's go. Hey there, English teachers. Jesse here from Sweet Academy, and I want to help you in the classroom. And today, I've got a cool project for you to do. Next time you have to give a project to your classes, try this one. It should last over a few classes because we're going to teach several different things, and we're going to bring technology into the classroom if you choose. And it's basically essentially giving a tutorial, or you're going to have your students give a tutorial on how to do something basic, right? How to do something. And that can be anything from how to tie your shoes, or how to do a magic trick, how to do this, how to push a pen in your ear and pull it out of your mouth, whatever. We're going to teach our students how to explain how to do something. So it's going to involve several different types of instructions, several different types of language focus, and depending on which direction you want to take this lesson or this project, I'm going to have my students make a video tutorial between 2 and 3 minutes on how to do something. And so it's going to talk about how to make a good video, the position, the rule of thirds in a photo, and this will help them with their Instagram game too. And I'm going to mention that because Instagram is very important to our students, especially teenage students. And then we're going to work with very specific vocabulary that they will need to teach whatever it is that they're going to teach. The idea of this, the concept is called project-based learning. Project-based learning. So, and that's essentially where the students do their project and they don't get their target language before the project. They kind of learn their target language throughout the project through a little guidance. And that's what we're going to do. And if you follow along on the worksheet that is available, the first part is on shooting a video or photography, right? Vocabulary words like a shot or to shoot. Or if something draws the eye, that's a good expression to teach. It's a good expression to know. It draws the eye. And all of these vocabulary, and then a little work to work with it, to practice. And then some basic expressions from my tutorial. By the way, my tutorial is going to be on how to spin a pen around your thumb. I'm going to teach that through the tutorial as kind of an example. And by the way, time out, because a little tip, a teaching tip, all of these instructions, all of your classes will go so much better if you demonstrate what you ask students to do first. If you ask them to create a project, it works so much better if you create one first. If you ask them to do a writing, for example, write a letter, it will go so much more smoothly if you do it first. I learned this kind of the hard way because the second time I did a big project, I did an example first, and it went so much better. The academy I worked at, the director was impressed that I got teenage students to do such great projects. So if you don't want to create your own tutorial on how to do something, you can either do it in class directly or show them mine, because I'm going to show you my tutorial of the pen next. But continuing with the worksheet, you have first take, these are common expressions that you'll need in giving a tutorial. Like first take the pencil in your normal writing hand. That's my example. So I give you some expressions and then examples from my tutorial on how to use it. Next, you'll have your students find specific words or expressions that they'll need to look up and research to give their tutorial in the most fluent way possible. And then I have some ideas if they don't have any ideas or they think, oh, I can't do anything. Yes, you can. You can do something, even if it's tying your shoes. But I provide some ideas and then an evaluation criteria. So let me turn you around and show you my tutorial of spinning a pen. I gave you an example of it on my Instagram page. You can go check that out at Sweet Academy. So I'm going to show you how to spin a pen around your thumb. And it's just a cool, fun thing to do to, I don't know, if you're sitting at a desk or sitting in class or a meeting or something, or you're on the phone and you want to do something with your hands, right? Pens are kind of a fun way to pass the time, right? So the first thing you do is to hold the pen in your strong hand, your writing hand generally, right? Well, actually, before that, about where to post, and this goes to my students, where to place your hand or where to place the focus. Remember I talked about drawing the eye. Where is your eye drawn, right? The rule of thirds. You want to put the action in most of the video frame. This is called the frame of the video, right? So I wouldn't want my hand to be on the left third because you see the pen is off of the screen here, right? And you can't really see what's going on. And you have all this dead space over here. But if you bring it over here to this third, then you have the pen in the complete frame. You have right, there's not much going on back here, so you don't have to see anything, and you can see the entire thing that I'm teaching. Okay, so how do you do it? The first thing you do is hold the pen in your strong hand, or we call it in your writing hand. That's generally where it's done, right? You hold the pen in your hand, and a tip, hold it towards the back of the pen, right? Towards the end. You don't really want to hold it at the bottom or in the middle because if you'll notice when you spin it, it goes toward the front because it needs all of this room to travel, right? Because it goes around the thumb and by the time it comes back down, you're at the bottom. If you start in the middle and you try to spin it, there's really no place for it to go. So first, hold it with these three fingers as if you're writing, right? Just like you're writing with these three fingers, the same thing. Hold it as if you're writing, and you want to hold these two fingers, your pointer finger, this is called, and your middle finger here, and your thumb in the middle. And all you're doing is you're doing this motion. This is called snapping. You're doing a snapping motion, and that's all you're doing with the pen, right? You're doing a snapping motion here, and the trick is to find the right pressure, to find the right power that you use to push the pen. So you don't want to do it too hard. If you do it too hard, it will just fly off. And if you don't do it hard enough, it'll just drop right out of your hand. So that's the key. That's really the thing. So you're going to have to practice and practice and practice until you find the right strength and the right force to get it around the pen. That was too much because now I'm thinking too much. But hold it in these three fingers and you're just going to kind of push it around. It's really hard to do slowly. You're going to push it around your thumb until it twirls around your thumb. You're going to drop it a lot, but in the end, you'll be able to do it, and people will look at you in the class or in the office and say, that's cool. I wish that I could do that. How do you do that? And then you can point them to this video. But that's the trick. And when you spin it around, it'll end up in like a writing position, right? So it should end up right here in this kind of fold right in your hand. So again, you start in the back of the pen with your finger here and up here, your thumb in the middle, and push it around, and you see where it'll land, right in writing position. So try this, practice this, and let me know how it goes. So that was my tutorial on spinning a pen around your finger. It will take a long time. You'll probably drop it many, many, many times as you're practicing, or it might fly across the room or hit you or something like that until you get the right force to push, right? So just keep practicing. And by the way, if you teach this one to your students, be ready because you'll have flying pens randomly throughout your classes. So be ready for that. But how'd you like this lesson? If you have any more ideas or tips on how to, for example, make it a team exercise or an individual exercise for smaller classes, this is a great individual project. It's better individual. On teams or groups, I'm not sure how I would do that. I'm going to have to figure this out before the next school year because I'm going to do this in my big classroom. So let me know if you have any advice or tips to make this a group activity too, where everyone's kind of contributing something. But if you like this idea and you like this lesson, then hit that subscribe button and the bell to get more lessons each week. And if you need even more lessons than once a week, I just revamped my Patreon page. That's patreon.com/sweetacademy. You can support me and not only support me, but get extra videos and extra lessons for your troubles. So thank you for that. Keep teaching and keep learning. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.